therapy. So I'm hurting. But let's get this meat mixture going here. I decided I didn't want to put any rice in it. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm going with. No rice, maybe just meat, cheese, and the peppers themselves. It'll be topped with a sauce. I don't know. I'm afraid I'm going to have to make a canned sauce, which is crazy. I got all those tomatoes to process, but that's okay. That's why I have the canned stuff. Back up. Back up. All right, here we go. Got some turkey. I'm using turkey. I'm not using beef or pork or any of that. I'm going to season it myself. I was out and about. I could have stopped, but I have food. I don't need to buy anything. I'm not going to buy anything special for this. This is kind of like a tester too. I have more peppers coming out. So if I get about as many peppers as I have here, then I think what I'll do is make some for the holidays and freeze it if this turns out well. So I hope y'all are having a good day. Thanks for stopping in. Hit the like button if you don't mind. I'd appreciate it. And I've never done these before, so. But what I do know is I'm going to put some of this Trajan. It's a steak seasoning, but it's got pepper, a little bit of salt, and everything. It'll season it nicely. And then I was thinking, because Bopop, who's one of my subscribers, pardon me, suggested it to do the stuffed way, then I'm going to put, this is funny, I'm going to put some Middle Eastern seasoning in. So I'm going to throw in some Euro seasoning. And I just saw, I wasn't sure where, hey, Christine, good to see you. I did go back, like you saw. Thanks. I'm doing good, Christine. I just got back from physical therapy, so I'm a little sore. So I'm just going to use this Euro seasoning mix. I mean, why not? And I guess I got this at Lidl. It's been a while since I've bought it, but I'm going to season that heavily. But this is an ode to Bopop, who has some Greek ancestry, by the way. So, yeah. I just had shoulder surgery like last month on the 10th. So I'm trying to recover from that. And it can't happen soon enough because, you know, it makes it hard to work in the garden. And I've been, so the garden is totally planted out for what was available. So I got the broccoli is finally planted as of yesterday. So I'm glad for that. Do you ever, like, I check my seasoning sometimes by the smell. Am I the only one? Like, that's kind of how I measure my stuff. I might put a little. Well, this has sodium in it too, I bet. So I probably don't want too much. No sugar. Yeah, it does have sodium, as does the steak seasoning. So I'm going to leave it where it is. We're not going to get too heavy in the sodium. I think I will add some extra garlic powder to this, though. And then I'm going to add, I think, I have this, I just wanted to get mainly the seasonings in here, kind of marinating the meat a bit while we do the other part. let that flavor kind of get in there. All right. We're going to go over here and we're going to start with the veggies. I think I may add, I harvested a carrot from the garden, the first carrot of the season. And so I think I'm going to put this, chop it up, and a little bit of onion to add to that as well. Need some more light over here. All right. And then we'll get to cutting our peppers up. And I know my peeler's right here in the dirty dishes, clean dishes. All right, where's my, it's gonna be my scrap bowl today. So I don't want a lot of carrot and onion. And I probably won't even use all of this mixture, but I can freeze it and use it for the next batch of peppers. Especially, like I said, if they turn out well, I really like them, I'll just make a huge batch for another day. My cleaning, my little chopping board here has a lot of herb stains in it. I'm cutting fresh herbs. All right, so I'm just gonna I didn't want to bring out my julienne, but I do want to make these really, really fine pieces of carrot. I was thinking of a mix of like the, what is it called? The Vietnamese egg roll. Yeah, with has the pork, carrot, onion. That's what I was thinking of, but with Greek spices. So I know a lot of recipes just call for Italian. I wanted to do something a little different. Not the best knife to use, but maybe it is because these are really small pieces. All right, so there's some carrot. We got some onion. I have partial onion in here. So how are y'all doing? Hey, High Country Homestead, how are you? Are the cows happy today? Good to see you, Susan. Christine, I really like that waffle recipe. I first had savory waffle over in Augusta, Georgia. They were doing grit waffles. In fact, I think I had a grit waffle. I forget. I have a YouTube video on it. And it was so good. And I think my husband had a chicken and biscuit waffle. Oh, that's what I had. I had a collard green. It was collard greens, pieces of fried chicken, cheese. And I think it was in, I don't know if it was in a waffle base or if it was in a grit base. It was really, really good. And I believe the place is called The Grit, and it was downtown Augusta, Georgia. Really good. They did both. I think I'll put a little more onion in here, though. But they did really Really good food. We had good food everywhere we ate in Augusta. Even the Hotel Sheraton food at the steak restaurant was really good. Now, I think this Friday we're going to a Cajun restaurant. We're going to eat a late lunch, kind of early dinner. And then, because it's in a town called Ackworth, Georgia, the restaurant we're going to. And then we have a concert, the Yes concert, later that evening. And we're staying in a hotel. So we'll go eat, then go check in at our hotel. And then go to the concert. So I think that's enough for this stuffed peppers. We're going to go ahead and add that over here to the meat that's marinating. The ground meat that's marinating and seasoning. I feel like I should add some like a green element in here. Like parsley or something. I think it needs a parsley. Or I think it just needs some green. I can find it. Sorry y'all, I'm over here digging. Pickling spices. There we go. Yeah, my goodness, it barely pours out. All right. There you go. Got a little color here now. Sorry about that, y'all. I'll bring it over here. This is what I did. I just added those carrots and the parsley. Bring it over here a little closer to the light. Come into the light. There you go. So I'm going to mix that around. Y'all, this meat mixture really smells good now. Ooh, I'm getting excited. Now cleaning these peppers, I know there's, and I told Chris this because he does all the online ordering except for groceries. And I was telling him that there's a pepper, it's supposed to be a pepper corer type thing. And I don't know. I've never heard. Does that work for anyone? Yeah, I already added some. So it's ground turkey. And so stuffed peppers normally would have like an Italian seasoning in it. But who talked me into doing it stuffed was Bopak, and he's part Greek. And I was like, oh, I have some Euro meat spices in my cabinet. So I'm doing a Euro meat spice in there and no rice. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So I need a dish. So yeah, I did Euro meat. What else did I add in there? Parsley, onion, garlic, I had this steak seasoning. It's a lot of pepper and some other stuff. So I just, I added that to the mix. I'm just kind of letting it sit a bit. And I'm going to put, I'm trying to think, maybe I'll make these like, I was thinking about doing a tomato sauce, but then I opened my cabinet and I saw balsamic in there. Why do they make these cans and bottles and stuff? Everything's hard to open. The tabs break. You stab yourself. Don't stab myself. I mean, whoever's in charge of the packaging engineers really need to do better. And there are some packages, so I never knew this, that there is such a thing as packaging engineers. And I had a friend who was one for Hewlett Packard. So that kind of makes sense. They would want their packaging very well done for shipping and stuff. So that made me start looking at packaging more. It's really amazing. Package engineering is. Like some things are just so precise, like some prescription medication packaging, and how all that's done. I'm weird, but that's fascinating to me. Sorry. Everything's hard to open, I swear. Oh my gosh, I have the worst time anymore. I have the best tool I have for like opening jars is I found this at a flea market. I think it was in Florida I found this. And they make them new now, but this is a vintage. I think this says a patent pending. Patent number 2,981.258. It's called the Easy Twist. And it adjusts to like all kinds of lid sizes. And it's been, that's the smallest it goes. Which is smaller than the side of my pinky. So, but this thing has been a miracle. You just kind of lock it onto the lid and use it as a lever. Now, I did recommend it for a friend of mine who bought a can opener. And I imagine she bought it, but I hadn't heard back if the modern ones are any good or not. Because that's all metal. That's why it's still around after all these years. Yeah, it's crazy. And the pull tabs. You pull the tab and the tab breaks off. What is that about? Now, I don't know. I'm not sure how to stuff these. There are two ways. This seems like a pain. And the other way seems like a pain. So one way was to clean it out like this, hollow it. Of course, it leaves a lot of seeds in, so then you have to rinse that out. So, and then the other way, which I think it would be harder to get the seeds out. Another way I've seen these stuffed is to cut a slit here or to cut like a finger size slit. But either way, you're going to struggle to get those peppers out. So I don't know. The slit way. Here, let's do one of each. We'll do just a plain slit. And you reach in there. Oh no, see? That's what I was afraid of. The cleaning, because you leave the top on. But cleaning the seeds is a pain this way. Oh, yeah. That's a pain. Now, for the other way, it was to make a finger. So you cut here and go down, and then you come back up. Now you have this little opening, but the same. I think it's going to break. Ah, see? There it goes. Oop, there it is. It broke. I mean, it's still fixed with the skin barely. I think way number 1 is the way to do that. I mean, these kind of look funky too, because you just see, there it goes. Way number 1. So I tried it so you don't have to. Yeah, I think this is just going to be the easier way, faster way, easier way. But yeah, if anyone has one of those pepper cores, it's supposed to be good for everything from bell peppers to jalapeno peppers. This is going to take the longest here. And I may just do enough for dinner tonight and then hollow out the rest and finish them tomorrow. Because I don't know that I'll be up to standing here and doing all those today. Not today. Not after physical therapy. But I can sit in the chair and probably do them a little bit easier. At least on my mid back. So that's the thing, even though it's my shoulder that had surgery, they're having me do like squeeze my shoulder blades and do these back arches and stuff like that because my muscles are so tight. Oops. Yeah, coring the peppers this way is much easier. I already did 6. Not bad. Not too shabby. I'll do this cubanelle and maybe a couple other, because we just need enough for the 2 of us tonight. See there, I didn't cut enough around. So did y'all do anything cool this weekend? Go out anywhere? Do anything? Look at leaves? I noticed at the doctor's office there are a lot of leaves on the ground. All right. This one's going to be stubborn. Oh, we opened up 2 more watermelon. And neither one of them were sweet. But we were starting with the smallest, going to the largest. And then finally Chris is like, I don't feel like going out and getting any more. So we gave up. But I think there's still 5 watermelon out there still. All right, what do we have? Let me do 1 more of these, because that way we'll have 4 of the banana and 4 of the cubanelle. I should just cut the top off sideways. I'm a goober. All right. Please hit the like button if you're swinging through. I'd appreciate it. Y'all. Share, subscribe, all the good stuff. I think that's enough for dinner. And then I can work on these later, like I said. This is what I have here. And then we'll move over here to the cooktop. It's 4:07. I need to make a sauce too. But then I was thinking maybe I don't need to make a sauce with these. Maybe I just need to bake them as is. That's what I'm almost thinking. Do they really need a sauce? All right, let's go back over here. Oops. Oops, if I don't step on the cord. So this is the seasoning we use, this Euro seasoning mix. I think this comes from Lidl. And then I used garlic powder and parsley, carrots, onion, fresh onion. Trying to see what I want to use to fill these with. You know what would work really well is a one of those, what you call it? Oh, I can use this then. What would work really well is one of those one of those crab eating tools like Danny the medic has. But I'm going to use chopsticks instead to poke it down there. Get it down in there. Oh my gosh. BB.Q chicken. This is the best fried chicken. This is so good. It has an unusual flavor. It's very chickeny. Unusual good flavor. But we have to go so far to get to one. BB.Q. All right. Let's fill these bad boys. See, the meat, I use turkey meat too. I'm not using beef or pork. All right, this is where I'm going to use the one chopstick. And kind of just push it down in there. I'm going to bake this at, sure. I'll bake it at 350 because it's raw meat. So it's going to take a while. All right. These are stuffing pretty easily though. Oh, I was going to put cheese in here. I forgot about that. That's all right. That is all right. As I said, this is kind of a trial. I've never done these before. I've never grown them successfully before to be able to do this. So, yeah, this way I don't like because you have to get it in the back. You got to get it up in the nose cone. So I don't recommend, yeah, see, it's harder to get down in there, in my opinion. So these, you're just supposed to like let that flap hang there. I mean, it tore off for me, but normally it would stay. And here's this one that's split. Again, I don't like have to go. I think this is messier. These two ways. Push it to the back. Push this one to the front. All right. But yeah, it'd be nice if these turn out decent. I'll make them for the holiday. This is like a side dish or something. Dang it. See, this pepper, I can't. It's hard to get down in there. So I know now that the shape of the pepper kind of has a bearing on it as well. Probably wouldn't have been so much if I hadn't done it from the side. There you go. Clean that up just a little bit more. And this is the first one, doing it from the top, which I said I like better, I think. Although I'm feeling it, it feels like it's hollow right here. But it could just be this chicken meat's really, or this turkey meat's really tender. All right, so now back to the tops. So you're just gonna want to put a little bit in to begin with. Especially on, these are the cubanelles. They're a little fatter down at the bottom. But then you want to push everything down as far as you can get it. It'd be easier maybe to pipe it in even. But I was afraid the piping bag wouldn't get down deep enough in some of these because they're so tall. I think once you get most of it down there and just start filling it in, it's going to push the rest of it down there for you. Hardest part's getting it pushed in all the way. All right. That one. So this is a banana pepper. This one, it's a little more firm than the cubanelle stuff, which I like. But it's also a lot skinnier. So trying to get that meat down on the bottom is a little bit more of a challenge, but I'm not having to baby it so much because it is so much more firmer than the cubanelle. All right. So I guess congratulations to Toronto Blue Jays. Hey, Raja, how's it going? Stuff in the box. Stuff in the box. This is peppers here. And I'm stuffing them with turkey meat that's been seasoned. Seasoned with Middle Eastern spices. But congratulations to Toronto Blue Jays and to, I guess, LA Dodgers, right? They're going to be playing in the World Series. That'll be fun. Yeah, some of these, the straighter the pepper, the easier it is to fill. Found that out. These would be great, I think, in the holidays. And just do it like with Italian sausage. I think a firmer meat might be easier to fill these with too. Let me see. All right. Oh, one more cubanelle. Good. One more cubanelle and then one more banana pepper. Then I'll start the sauce. Or did we say we were going to go sauceless on this? I think we'll go sauceless and see how it is. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If they're dry or whatever, I think I can still add cheese or sauce to the top. I think I'm gonna try them plain just to see. Because I have made stuffed bell peppers, but when I make stuffed bell peppers, I cook everything and then stuff them. I'm too much of a weenie to put raw meat in. These I'm going to cook probably about 45 minutes. So these I don't mind doing the raw meat so much because they're thinner. I have more faith that they'll cook through. Same when I make stuffed cabbage rolls. I always pre-cook everything. But I think my days of doing stuffed cabbage rolls are over. I don't know. Maybe for the fun of it, but I don't know. I like the idea of just doing the casserole, the stuffed cabbage casserole, where you just put in the cabbage and the ground meat and the casserole dish and just bake it. All right. I think even if I had had a piping tool to go down in here, it'd have to be a very narrow piping tool. Even if I made one out of a Ziploc bag or something, it's not gonna be good. And I really don't want to make sauce because I want the next sauce I make to be processing those other tomatoes into a sauce. So there's so much to process right now. So much. I think I have just enough meat to do the rest of the peppers over here. All right. And I have one beet. I'm going to go get some more beets because if I'm doing this, I might as well throw some beets in there and some foil. Let me just go ahead and put this in. I'm not going to cover it. I'm going to put it in 350, 45 minutes. That's what I'm going to do. And then I like cooking a lot of stuff in cake pans. Don't ask me why. They're just smaller. They have long, tall lips. That's what I'm going to roast the beets in. But I'm going to get everything ready for when I bring the beets in. Look at 4 beets. I'm out there. And I already have one here. Let me get this out of the way. That's our meat. Our raw meat. I'll put it over here. Deal with that after I get these in. So I'm just going to add a little splash of olive oil to each one of these. And do y'all want to go get some beets with me? I need something to put them in. Alright, let's go get some beets, y'all. Might break up a little bit, but I'll bring you out on the tripod too. Can I get out? I bet I locked myself in. Yes, I did. Good to see everyone. Let's see what the garden has. Man, there's a carrot out there. Looks like it's getting ready to bolt. So, yeah, it is. We do definitely have lots of harvest coming on. I just ran the sprinklers, so it's going to rain. We've been in a terrible drought, but since I just seeded the gardens with the new, I planted some more carrots and beets. I planted kale, cilantro, cabbages, like 3 kinds of cabbages, Japanese, Chinese, and German. Here are the beds. They're looking good. Okay. But, yeah, these tomatoes are starting to turn too, so I'm going to be loaded with tomatoes in a minute. And these, see, the green beans are starting to blossom again. All of them are. They've gone nuts. That drought, they didn't like the drought at all, but wow, the green beans, we just picked every one of them. I swear they grow overnight. And the collard greens, they're looking beautiful. But look at this one carrot. These couple carrots here, they're ready. They're like, pull me now. But we're after these beets here. So let's get some of these here. Try and get them before it rains. Let's see. This one looks like a really big one over here. Oh, it is. It is. Look at that one, y'all. That's a nice beet. Here's my scissors. I'm just going to chop the leaves off. You can eat the leaves, but I kind of just want to get these going. There's one. There's some in the back here that are really big. This one's huge, and it didn't even, I wouldn't even have thought it would be a huge one. That one. That one, y'all. That's a big one. Wow, the one behind it's huge too. So the way I'm going to prep these is I'm cutting off the tops. And I'm going to barely wash them actually. I'm going to wash them and then, look at this one. I'm going to wash them and then they're going to go in, I pulled up a baby beet. Sorry. Here's this one. I hope you can see that. And I learned this from a YouTuber named Krista. And she just puts them in whole, and there was a lot less mess. You didn't get all the staining and stuff so much. Oh well. I got one I wanted and one I didn't, but the one I wanted is smaller than the one that I didn't. One more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we have the fifth inside. Okay, I guess we're done here. Some of these are pretty big anyway. So there you go. That's our harvest of beets. I know those 2 carrots. There are a bunch of them there that really want to go. Man, I'm happy to have these. These are the best beets we've ever grown too. That soil, I just keep saying that soil. That soil. Soil is fabulous. Some of the best. And I've bought other organic soils before, but not with these results. All right. Come in here. Get my hands washed. Okay. All right. All right, so Krista showed me, you can see I have no, well, it's kind of hard to see. I have no beet stains on my hand. And I don't know what it is about this process that she does that works so well. So I just got as much dirt off without doing a hard scrub. Because you don't want to, if you break the skin, you're going to get this beet juice all over you. So, put that there. So I just put them in a pail of water and I dump the water out. I'm done. A quick rinse. Again, this gets, I don't know, there's a big old gash there. I don't know what that's about. Must have hit something it didn't like. But yeah, you just want to minimally process these before baking. And you're going to be, like, once they are baked anyway, that's when you're going to do your peeling. All right. There we go. We have 4 beautiful beets. And I have 1 over there, so. Now this one is tiny. This is one we got this weekend. Oh, I didn't weigh the beets. I'm going to have to weigh them after they come out of the oven or something. Because I just popped them down in oil. So they're going to be greasy. Hit the thumbs up if you don't mind. I'd appreciate it. Yeah, so this way of doing the beets is just, you don't have to poke. Let's come over here. You don't have to poke them. You don't have to do any of that stuff to them. You just minimally wash them. You leave the tails on if you want. I do. That one doesn't have them. Then I just wrap them up in a little bit of foil with aluminum, with oil, olive oil in it. And then when these are done roasting, it'll take them a bit, and you'll just test them by poking through there. But basically, when you go to, you'll clean these after, like, not clean, they're clean, but you'll clean the skins and roots off of them after the fact, and you'll have no staining on your hand whatsoever. I don't know if it's the olive oil that creates a barrier or what, but it's a miracle way to do beets, because I've done them before and I didn't like doing them because of the getting the stains everywhere. All right. Last one. I'm not even seasoning them now. This is just to cook them. All right. They even have the tops still on them. So I just cut the tops, and yeah, it'll make all that easier anyway once they've been cooked and baked. Oh, these mosquitoes have been bad. Did I get her? No. All right, so these are going in the oven. And I've got the peppers on. I can smell the peppers already. They smell so good. I have 30 minutes on the pepper. The beets are going to take longer. So we'll see. We'll see what I end up with there. Now that I'm done with that, I think we'll probably have some persimmons for dessert, because we still have a lot of those coming in on the tree. But this meat I'm going to put up for another day. Maybe tonight, once we finish dinner, I'll stuff some more. I am done with dinner. That is the most important thing. I think we have some other sides I need to eat up too. I've got have a carrot and cabbage casserole. I love that thing, y'all. That's all I had for dinner the other night. I had cabbage and carrot casserole with bread and butter. Slice of Dave's Killer wheat bread and butter. I'm thinking about starting to cook my own bread. I need to look at Chicken Explorer, his page. He does a lot of bread. I'm looking for a really good sliceable whole wheat, whole grain, not sourdough. I can't do sourdough. Having sourdough is like I'm a baby to me. I don't have that much patience and time to babysit anything. So I know myself well. All right. So this is ready to go back in the fridge. Now let me wipe this top off. So y'all have anything exciting going on this week? I do not. Physical therapy. That's it. And processing food from the garden. That's all I got going on. All right. Meat in the fridge. Oh yeah, Chris is coming home with he's coming home with groceries. I need to make room. Oh, my. Oh, because I still have these I have to do too. Dang it. All right. So this is another dish we're having tonight. It's a leftover casserole. Cabbage, carrot, and cheese with panko. It's an awesome casserole. And then I got to process this. This is that take keto brownie mix and add a can of pumpkin to it fail. It does not work, y'all. But I'm going to make these better. I'm going to put cayenne pepper, cinnamon, and roll them into balls. And then I'm going to dip them in chocolate. And they will become a truffle candy. But a healthy truffle candy. So that's what I'm going to do. But I'm going to go, y'all. I need to clean the refrigerator real quick. Give it a good wipe down before we get more food in the house. And I guess I need to work on these balls and get them spiced and rolled and everything and ready for dipping because that's part of my order is those keto chocolates so to melt. But I appreciate y'all coming in. Thanks for watching. I may be on later when I do this mix of the keto brownie fail pumpkin brownie fail and I may come on later and show that process. But thanks y'all for watching. I love you very much and we will see you later. Bye.